McIntyre continued his crusade to save WrestleMania 40 Monday night on Raw, but along the way took to the squared circle for a showdown with a one-man who's consistently blamed him for not being the undisputed Universal Champion, Jey Uso. The Scottish Warrior battled Uso in a blockbuster matchup to cap off a show that also included a culmination of another rivalry, this one between Becky and Nia. Who emerged from these matches victorious, we'll find out. But Raw started off with Cody and Seth freaking Rollins to confront The Rock and Roman Reigns. The babyfaces revealed at the top of Monday's show, not before Rollins revealed a nickname for the Great One, Diarrhea Dwayne. He cited his long-winded promo and childish insults. He claimed at the ending the Bloodline is the biggest thing that they can do at WrestleMania. This was an energetic promo to kick off the show, not nearly as much as the ones accomplished by Rhodes and Rollins to this point in the build-up. Expect fireworks on SmackDown though, as all four superstars are in the ring at the same time for the first time since WrestleMania kickoff event in Las Vegas. So yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting to see where he goes from here. And yeah, on the whole, good stuff, and yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Before it's time for Dominic Mysterio versus Gunther, on the heels of foolish stare down between Mysterio towards the IC champ, the second generation star squared off with the ring general, and it was about as well as expected for Mysterio, with Gunther overwhelming him with an Arsenal strike, chopping the air out of his opponent. The most despised man in WWE mounted a comeback, which is quite impressive as a babyface fighting from underneath, but Gunther came down, delivering a powerbomb and tapped him over with a Boston Crab for the win. A one-off showdown between two heels. This was executed pretty well, but yeah, obviously teased a few from last week, but I think we all knew what was going to happen here, but it showcased the growth of Mysterio as a competitor, but yeah, I think, like I said, we knew what was going to happen here, and that's exactly what happened, but it wasn't bad, so I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Before it's time for Katana Chance and Kaden Carter taking on Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. Baszler and Stark inch one step closer to a shot at the women's tag titles here, defeating Carter and Carter in a competitive but short match. Late in the piece, the former champs appeared to have the win in hand until Baszler broke up the pin. From there, the heels earned pivotal win from their championship aspirations. After the match, Kai and Io Sky and the women's tag champions entered the ring. Kai said that after Osman and Sane successfully defend their titles against Valkyria and Paxley, they would defend it against Baszler and Stark next Monday night. And that sounds like a really good match, and yeah, want something that can really elevate the women's tag team titles. So yeah, like I say, definitely really hoping that happens. But for this lane, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. But yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing what next week brings. Before it's time for Becky Lynch versus Nia Jax, the intense rivalry between these two wrote another chapter in a competitive match. So the irresistible force attempt to halt the man's momentum ahead of a WrestleMania 40 match against Ripley for the women's championship. But before a finish can be rendered though, Liv Morgan made her presence felt, drawing a DQ after attacking Jax. From there, she confronted Lynch with the two appeared ready to throw down, but Jax levelled and stood towards close segment. The money match will of course be Lynch v Ripley, but I think Morgan and Jax is an integral part of this story. A backstage encounter between the two appears to have led to interference in next week's show, and that's exactly how it should be. This begs the question, is there a 4-way chance of a match at WrestleMania? Personally, I hope not, but I think the way they're going about it is intriguing, and yeah, I hope it doesn't lead to that, but I think it could definitely lead to something more intriguing down the line. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Before it's time for Andrade against Apollo Crews, Andrade returns to the squared circle for the first time since his surprise appearance in the Royal Rumble, squaring off with Apollo Crews in what amounted to an extended showcase for a lead line. The second generation star earned a win with La Sombra, a modified hamlock DDT. It wasn't much substance to the match, and Crews has been a non-factor in Monday nights for months, but it did get Andrade back out in front of the fans. A strong win, so there is that. More interesting than any extended squash match is that the winner has mutual respect with Rey Mysterio, so we'll see where that leads. I think Andrade as part of the LWA could work, but yeah, I just want to see these two, Andrade and Apollo Crews, both so talented, just involved more often in the big matches, because it's what they deserve. Before it's time for the Judgment Day versus Imperium, and yeah, they defeated Imperium in a fun quality match. The heels isolated Banner for a large portion of the match before setting up a hot tag to Priest. The Archer for me was excellent. As the de facto babyface tearing through Kaiser and Vinci, putting the latter down for the win. This was a well-worked match that saw the champions score a way-acclaimed victory to continue their reign as champs. There was no sign of R-Truth for the Miz this week, so they were allowed to celebrate their victory accordingly without any R-Truth chaos. So yeah, I'll give it 7 out of 10. Good stuff. I think, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they do as a babyface role, especially with R-Truth. They're feuding with such a babyface. So it's an interesting dynamic, but I think they pulled it off quite well. So yeah, 7 out of 10 from me. Before it's time for Sami Zayn versus Ivar, Zayn earned another big victory on the road to WrestleMania, defeating Ivar in a great match, highlighted both evenly and reminding the audience of the underrated run the Raider has been on over the last 6 months. Afterwards, Big Bronson attacked Sami and delivered the tsunami, sending his message ahead of the gauntlet to determine the number one contender contender next week. Speaking of the ring general, Chad Gable interrupted an interview by Kathy Kelly with the champion and vowed to win next week's match so that he could avenge his loss to Gunther by beating him and putting a smile on his daughter's face. With Gauntlet match and normal stories to play with it, definitely make it intriguing. So yeah, the match alone is 6 out of 10, but I'm very much looking forward to that. So many different stories at play. It's definitely set up a really intriguing part. So yeah, 6 out of 10. Before it's time for Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre, Drew dominated this match earlier, and his drive and determination to prove his worth to the audience, sees him as a bitter sore leader. He succeeded for the most part, controlling the pace for 2/3 of the contest. Uso's ever resilient stayed in the match and fired off for a comeback later. This is until Jimmy appeared, distracted his twin brother, allowing the Scottish Warrior to score with a Claymore. Just prior to the finish, Rhodes hit the ringside area to fend off Solo. After the bell, Rollins did so too, blowing past McIntyre as if he didn't exist. And yeah, Jimmy came out of the squared circle. Like Jay had moments earlier, Rollins ate a Claymore as McIntyre again implored the fallen champion to rethink his vendetta against the Bloodline as the show went off the air. The match was good, if not a wee bit long. But the closing match of the show were red hot, thus elevating a segment of the broadcast. We have the continuation of the Uso siblings rivalry, as well as the latest between Rhodes, Rollins and the Bloodline. Not to mention McIntyre's quest to save WrestleMania and beat the World Heavyweight Champion for the title. So yeah, we're getting into Raw and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Overall, Raw this week gets 7 out of 10 for me. I think, yeah, continuing to build quite nicely towards WrestleMania. So many interesting stories around the IC title scene, and yeah, the main event as well, opposing the big showdown as well on Friday with Cody and Seth and The Rock and Roman. So yeah, on the whole, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Good stuff. Hey guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.